I'm Rebecca Brandt, and today we're making a summertime favorite of mine. This is a tomato bread. I had this once in a restaurant and it was so awesome. All you need is tomatoes, a little bit of garlic, a really nice fresh loaf of bread, salt, olive oil, and butter. So we're gonna cut our loaf of bread. And I got a little secret for you. See how this edge is round and this was indented? You cut from the rounded side of the bread all the way till you get close to the edge on the other side. Then you open it for your dressing up of the inside of that bread. That's really easy. If you have a little resistance of that loaf of bread laying flat, just cut it a little more and there you go. I put it on a baking sheet and it's on standby. We need to melt the butter. I'm using half a cup of butter. I'm gonna put it in my microwave for just 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be all the way melted. I've washed my tomatoes. In the summertime, the tomatoes are at the peak of the season, and that is the best time to make this. Maybe even grow them in your garden. There's nothing like a homegrown tomato. So let me show you my secret for dicing tomatoes. I cut the top off, and then I cut down little tiny vertical cuts, and I go the other way, again vertically, and then I go from the top, and as small as I can cut it, I cut through. This technique dices them really fast. For a whole loaf of that French bread, you're gonna need about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of tomatoes. Now this is not bruschetta. Bruschetta has really heavy garlic and really hunky pieces of tomato, and that's not what I want to make today. I want to make more of a tomato jam on top of my bread. Garlic is great when it's really cooked, it's really sweet, but I don't want this to have that bite of raw garlic in it. So I'm pretty careful about the quantity I use in this tomato jam bread. I like to use fresh garlic when I cook. It's really the best. It makes a lot of difference. But if you want to cheat and go for the process, that's okay. Whatever gets you to the finish line fastest is fine with me. Chop, chop, chop. We're going to add our garlic to our bowl of tomatoes. But we're going to put it in on one side, and let me show you why. We want to crush that garlic a little bit more before we blend it in with the tomatoes, because I don't want that bite. And that's how you get rid of it, by not having a hunk of raw garlic in your bite. There, now it's time to mix it in. Now set that aside. So to my 1/2 cup of butter, I'm adding probably 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1, 2, and stir it up. Now we pour on the butter, salt, and olive oil onto our loaf of bread. You do need all this quantity. This is really gonna make this delicious. Now don't give me a ticket for all this butter on my bread. I'm not on a diet today. I'm gonna really enjoy this dish. Before you put it in the oven, what you wanna do is crush your tomatoes, because you want it to be more like a tomato jam. You don't want the little pieces to fall off your bread. So I crush them with the back of my spoon. This will take a couple minutes. You want them really crushed so it's really smoothing out those edges. Then you pour your tomatoes on your bread. I smell the garlic, it smells great. And with the back of your spoon, you press your tomatoes into your buttered French bread loaf. So when you've evenly spread it out and you've pressed it into your bread, it is time to go into a 400 preheated oven for 15 minutes. I want this open face because I want the heat to get all over the top and cook the top well while crusting up the outside. 15 minutes. Yay. It's been exactly 15 minutes. Let's see what we got. Wow, yummy, yummy, yummy. Wow, it's so beautiful. This would be great with a big summer salad or pasta. Oh, wow, I can hear that crunch. So subscribe to my channel and make your summertime tomato bread yum. Oh, what a crunch. Happy cooking.